The kettlebell deadlift. The kettlebell deadlift is a similar movement to that of a barbell RDL or barbell deadlift. It is a strong hip hinge movement that we'll be using with the kettlebell. The first thing that you want to do is place the kettlebell on a line, and that way we know exactly where to return the kettlebell whenever we're lifting it. From there, we're going to get into our warrior pose. Outside of the kettlebell, make sure that your ankles are right outside of the horns. Your toes will be slightly out for this position. We're still creating that same torque that we had mentioned in the warrior pose. We're starting neutral, core is slightly engaged, shoulders are neutral. From here, you want to think about pushing your hamstrings back, keeping a neutral spine, and keeping that torque at the hip. From here, we're going to grab the kettlebell, create that torque at the shoulder by pushing our elbow pits forward, driving into the floor, standing straight up into the top position of the warrior pose, and then returning that kettlebell down the exact same way that we picked it up, returning to the line. If that becomes too difficult for one of two reasons, first, if it's too difficult because of the height of the kettlebell and you don't have the hip mobility, we're going to use a towel, which is going to give us a little bit of a longer leverage. First, turn the kettlebell, run the towel through so that way we can grab up a little bit higher when we pick up the kettlebell. From here, it's the exact same motion. It will take less hip mobility to go down a little less far with that towel. If you're having difficulty picking up the kettlebell because of your shoulder stability and you can't create that external rotation, instead of picking up the kettlebell overhand, we're going to go down the exact same way, only grab it underhand, and that way we neutralize our shoulders and maintain that warrior pose throughout the entire movement.